can, please? 312.
Sheriff's office.
Yeah, I had somebody calling a false police report on me, and I wonder if there's somebody I could talk to about that.
Okay, can you provide me?
Yeah. I do a lot of photography, video. I'm out of West Branch, and I come over here a lot and do a lot of like Amish photography, that kind of thing. You know, if I see people, and I've talked to them about it before to make sure that I didn't do anything inappropriate. And I was told that in the context of like outside in the public in a buggy, no problem. They just don't want to be posing for portraits, that kind of thing. And I've always been completely respectful. Well, when you get a YouTube channel and it does pretty well, you have all sorts of nut jobs come out of the woodwork. And there's a lady in Prince Edward Island that's called the state police and said that I threatened state troopers. It's nonsense. And I suspect that's who she's called at this farmer's creamery, because I just had one of your deputies pull me over and say they don't want me back there anymore because I was taking pictures of young girls, which is nonsense. For starters, I've been a licensed PI for 40 years. Nobody will show you anything anywhere of me taking pictures of young girls. It's just not true.
Okay, well, I can have Deputy Meyer call you. It's definitely not that lady from Rhode Island or whatever you mentioned.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Yeah, but, yeah. Are you talking about the guy that pulled me over?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, they might have thought like that if sometimes I sit up near that township office and take photos.
Where are you at now?
I'm just going by the Mile Baptist Church, heading south.
You want to stop at the sheriff's?
Yeah, I do.
Deputy Meyer come in?
Yeah, I do. Where is that? Where are you at exactly?
We're right across from the Marathon station.
Marathon?
Yep.
Okay, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Just give me 30 seconds and shut this off. All right, hon. Bye, hon. Bye, Daisy. Quiet. Quiet. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, remember I interviewed you a while back? Long time ago?
Who is this?
Tom Reed, the guy that does photos and video.
Oh, yeah, right.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. So today, I still go over there a lot and take a lot of photos and video and kind of stuff. And, part of the interesting thing of the, talking to you was that, I got you to spell out what's okay to do and what's not okay to do. And to me, that was valuable. So anyway, I go over there maybe once a month, sometimes twice, and then I go over to Taos. And I went over there today and got a sandwich and ate it out in the parking lot like I always do. And then I headed west on Kettle, and I was heading west on Kettle. A sheriff's deputy's got his lights on, and he pulls me over. And he said, tell you why I'm pulling you over. They don't want you back in the farmer's creamery anymore. It's like, why not? He said, taking pictures of young girls. It's like, believe me, man, I didn't take any pictures of young girls. And as a matter of fact, I even ran by a guy out there what you could and couldn't do. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I'm not that kind of guy. And he said, well, they don't want you back there anymore. Well, on YouTube, and I think I explained this to you before, I got a lot of people that are jealous, and they've had SWAT teams come in restaurants before. It happens about once a month. Now, I don't know if that's related or not. And if there's a
SWAT teams for what? SWAT teams for what?
They'll call up and they'll say, hey, there's this guy down there eating right now. He's a mass murderer. He's got a gun. He's got a little dog in his car. He's about ready to start shooting the place up. All of a sudden, 20 cops will come in there and want to know who I am, and I give them my driver's license, and they realize, they call it swatting. But that kind of comes along with the territory on YouTube when you get popular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. I mean, I've had them maybe once a month an incident, and if I can handle that. That's no problem. So I left a message for that Abe this morning. And then I'm thinking to myself, what? I don't know whether it's somebody that called them and they bought into it. I don't know whether I was taking a video or photo someday and someone thought, well, that guy seems weird and thought there was something up. I don't know, so that's why I called you. But there is no way that I would put photos of young girls up there. And if anybody, I left you my contact information when we spoke. If there was ever anything on there that someone didn't like, or no problem, man. I mean, I'm not that kind of guy. So
I don't know. I didn't hear nothing about it. Seems to me like I would have heard it if it would have been.
Well, somebody definitely called from there and told that to the sheriff's department. For sure. Because, I told the sheriff.
I'll find out.
Yeah, I said to the sheriff, I said that these are serious allegations. I would never do that. Well, you've got my number, and I mean, maybe there's a photo or a video on there that somebody got ticked off. But I don't know what to believe. I don't know whether it's someone that actually feels that way because they don't know me, or these crazy people calling up there and say, hey, that guy that comes in there and get those sandwiches, he's nuts. And they believed it. So
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't. I have, and I know everybody there.
Yeah, I know you do. So anything I can do, I mean, I don't know. It's got to be some kind of misunderstanding, because believe me, the last thing I'll be out doing is taking photographs of young girls. I'm not saying there wasn't one in a buggy or something sometime, but believe me, nothing. I've always made sure if there are any younger people, I'm a long ways away, and you wouldn't know who they were by watching it. I would never, ever go in there and photograph or go up to somebody and take their picture. I mean, we talked about that.
Right, we did.
Yeah. And certainly would never do it. Believe me, even now, you know how it is nowadays, maybe not as much as I do. Anytime I see something that's like potentially like, oh God, they look kind of young, I avoid it like the plague. I see young Amish kids playing outside all the time, and I know better. I mean, it's cute. People would like it, but this is a different world now. So
yeah, I don't know. I'll find out.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. So
yeah, and if there's something on there that someone saw or whatever, let me know. I'll take it off.
Did you? Okay, so is that thing on with me on there or not?
Yeah, that interview we had. Yeah.
That stays on there forever, probably.
Yeah, I can take it off if you want.
Oh, I heard a lot about it right at the start, but then I never heard about it since. So.
Yeah, I'm not a jerk that way. I mean, this is just a fun hobby. I mean, like we talked that day. You're Amish, so it's no big deal to you, but the people are interested in it. It's a nice lifestyle. We've got this madness going on here now, and people like it more than they did ever. And it's not like I'm going in there and knocking on their door with the camera rolling. It's people going down the road, just like you said, in the midst of the course of their daily lives. I'm not sticking cameras in anybody's face or anything and being inappropriate. And like I said, if there's something on there that somebody doesn't like, I don't care if it's an open field and a cow walking down the middle of it, let me know and I'll take it off. I'm not like that.
Yeah, right. So, no, okay, good enough. I'll talk to you.
Thanks.
You bet.
Bye-bye. All right, bye-bye.
Good, how you doing?
Good. Hey, the reason I'm calling you is I'm out in that area a lot, and I was in there, I think it was Thursday, and I stop there all the time. I do a lot of photography and videography, and I ended up getting a sandwich. And when I was leaving and heading out of there, heading west on Kettle, I was pulled over by a sheriff's deputy, and he said that they didn't want me in there anymore because I was taking pictures of young girls. And
really?
Yeah. And a long story short, I'm actually a private detective for a living. I've been one for like 40 years. And I am very conscious about doing something wrong. And luckily, about a year and a half ago, there was a guy that was stuck in a ditch, and an Amish guy came around the corner. I ended up meeting him. Paul Yoder?
Yeah.
And I did an interview with him about a half hour long because I was really curious about, the Amish culture, but mainly because I didn't want to offend anybody, and I wanted to make sure that on this photo stuff that I was doing everything properly, and we addressed that. And he told me that in the context of day-to-day living, it wasn't a problem. It's that the Amish didn't want, spying on them. They didn't want to take portraits, which I was fine with. I mean, I'm super conscious about this stuff. So I did end up calling him Friday, but, I mean, I know you guys have access to computers and stuff, and you're certainly welcome to go on I have a YouTube channel, and it's all photography and videography. And you're welcome to go on there and look. And if there's anything on there you didn't like or anybody else didn't like, I'd certainly be willing to take it off. But to tell you the truth, I can't think of anything that happened along the way that would have made someone feel that way.
Well, I'm going to go. Did one of the girls from here call in, or did somebody else call in? Or
No, someone called from the sheriff deputy told me. Well, see, here's one other thing I want to tell you. And I'm not bragging, but I've got a pretty successful YouTube channel. A lot of people like it. I do a lot of things. I do charity work. I'm an animal nut, that kind of thing. And when that happens, there's jealousy that occurs. And I've had people call police departments while I've been places in Detroit and say, hey, look, this guy's down there. He's getting ready to rob the place. You need to get down there right away. All of a sudden, 10 cops show up. They come over to my table. So this kind of comes along with the territory. I'm used to getting harassed. It happens to everybody that's been around for a while that has a following. So that one, I mean, this is upsetting. I mean, these are serious allegations. No one's ever said anything like this to me. So, I got thinking about it. Here I'm eating at a place every time I'm in town. I buy somebody a pie, a neighbor when I'm there. I love going there, and I love talking to Paul. And now I just get pulled over by a sheriff's deputy saying I'm taking pictures of young girls. It's not a good feeling. So now I thought, the first thing that I thought was that someone, maybe one of these crazies, maybe called the Farmer's Creamery and said, hey, look, this guy seems like a nice guy, but it's not true. You shouldn't let him in there. He's a weirdo. And they bought in because it's happened before. Like I said, they call it swatting. Police just come into the place, and it's like, then they realize it's just some person causing trouble. I thought that could have happened, but when I called back and I talked to the sheriff's deputy, he said to me, no, that definitely came. It was somebody from the Farmer's Creamery. Well, I didn't want to, spend a lot of time on it. I just couldn't seem to get across that maybe somebody had called there and made up a story. And somebody at the Farmer's Creamery believed. I don't know what to believe, but all I'm saying is I certainly would like to get this straightened out. And I'm the last guy that would do something like that, weird or odd. And one other thing, it isn't like wherever I go, you'll see I do videos on everything. It isn't like there's other photos that I'm not uploading. Anything that I ever take, it's uploaded on my channel, whether it's a guy working in an oil field, a Amish guy, a fisherman. I go to the Native American places out near Traverse City all the time. I mean, there's no hidden stash of stuff. So, I mean, and I called Paul Thursday, and he said he was going to call me back, and I hadn't heard from him. So it was nice to hear from you this morning. But whatever I have to do, if it's a legitimate complaint, you're certainly welcome to go on there and look, and I would definitely take it off. But I can't think of one incident that was inappropriate, that was like weird.
Okay, I'll go talk with the girls and I'll find out, and I will call you back today.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And if I know it sounds crazy, but if I had to come out there or something, or whatever I need to do, I want to do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll call you back.
Thanks a lot.
And thanks for calling me.
You're welcome. Hey, you may want to talk to Paul Yoder, too.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.